My name is Richard Oliver. I'm with a very special guest, my daughter.
Lily May Oliver.
And we are going to do paranormal news on something that's come to light in social media, which is In the Mirror. And what was the name of that thing again? Because it's completely gone up my head.
Deacon Chronicle.
Deacon Chronicle basically put out a story up of 10 signs to know that your house is haunted. This has been put up by, I believe, paranormal investigators. So let's have a look then, because I always love these things because some of them are pretty bizarre, and the problem is people will read this and we'll get inundated with calls. So let's have a look. What's the first one?
The first one is feeling of being watched when alone.
Right. That doesn't necessarily mean that your house is haunted, right? You have different bits of technology that we all use, which is the cameras that we're filming now. And there's different things that can cause this. One, which is really common, things like fans, okay? They give a special frequency, which basically gives you the sense that somebody's watching you. This has been scientifically proven. It can be infrasounds, it can be things that hum, buzz, or vibrate. It doesn't necessarily mean that Frank, that used to live in your house, is standing next to you, watching you while you're watching Coronation Street. Right? So don't panic if you get this feeling that you're being watched. It doesn't mean anything's creepy about it. What do you think, Al?
Like, if you feel and you hear stuff that, like, you're being watched, it's not, oh, I feel like I'm being watched, let's bust out the holy water. It's, it's more just, if it's just your feeling of being watched, don't go insane. Yeah. Make sure that you see multiple signs.
Yeah. Basically what she just said. Don't panic if you feel like you're being watched. Think about it logically. Have you got fans? Is it something buzzing? Is it a sound you can hear? You know, you've got electrical stuff like your fridge. It gives off a hum. There's all sorts of infrasounds and different things that can make you feel like somebody's there in the room with you. Like she said, don't bust out the holy water and for me and like I'm running out and it's basically your boiler's on a blink. Right, so look at the next one. What's the next one?
A feeling of sudden inexplicable change in temperature or a sudden static electrical charge in the air.
Same thing, right? Check you haven't left the window open, right? Check your windows, check for drafts. It can mean all sorts of things. Electrical static in the air. We all have lots of electrical items that we use, like the internet and wireless stuff with our phones. So all that, like I said, can create these feelings that somebody's there. It doesn't necessarily mean that you have a poltergeist which is about to suck you into the telly, right? So just keep calm, right? Don't panic. It's just there's lots of explanations. It doesn't necessarily mean your house is haunted. Would you agree, love?
Yes. This happens in the science lab in school where, like, someone will say, oh, it feels kind of weird in here, and Miss will have to evacuate us because it could be a gas leak. So if something like that happens, then it could be something like that. Just no one goes, oh, so this feels funny. I think the school is haunted. I think the classroom's haunted.
Yeah, there could be an explanation. We're not saying these signs aren't related to paranormal activity.
Oh no, they could be.
Yeah, they can. They are, right? This is what the type of things we look for as investigators. But it doesn't mean categorically that, like I said, Frank, that lives 3 doors down, has passed away, is now in your house, stirring up an hornet's nest. Right, number 3. What's this one?
Ooh, someone turned down the thermostat. Household objects mysteriously disappearing and reappearing in different places.
Well, I mean, that could be simply down to your brother, love, couldn't it?
Yes.
Yeah, right? Because, I'm pretty forgetful. I'll put my keys down. I'll spend 35 minutes looking for them. Doesn't necessarily mean it's a ghost, okay? It just, think about it logically. If you put something in front of you and you're using it, and then you go to get it and it's gone, and then it turns up like in a different room or something like that. That can be a thing called an apport. Basically, whatever's in front of you dematerializes, rematerializes in another room. I've had this happen on many cases. I've had this happen personally to myself umpteen times. But think about it logically. If you put your keys down, I'm super forgetful. Bank card, something you're looking for that you use every day, all of a sudden you can't find it, doesn't mean it's a ghost. I mean, like I just said, love your brother. I mean, he picks up everything, doesn't he? And just, he plays with stuff and he fiddles and he does this and he goes wandering off. I mean, how many sets of earphones does he go through a week? Because I use these every day. Because we
I think 1 week you used about 5 in 1 week.
say no more, right? So it doesn't mean necessarily it's paranormal, but it is a sign that it's a sign of activity. But just, think logically. Okay, what's your thoughts on it, love?
If something has moved from one room to the other just once, then don't freak out. And also, if, say, you put down your coffee cup and then you leave the room, you come back, I swear, put that like 3 inches to the left. That's a bit over dramatic.
Yeah.
But other than that, then if you've experienced the above signs or the signs that we're going to go over in a minute, then yeah, maybe you should call somebody.
I won't. Right then. That was a good explanation. That was. What's the fourth one?
Fourth was hearing unexplained whispers, footsteps, thuds, or something calling your name. Someone calling your name.
Right. Fair enough calling your name, right? But, if you're in the house with family
Unless
members...
your name is Yanni or Laurel, that's just...
yeah.
That's
yeah.
just...
If your name's one of them and you're knackered, just change your name. Just best thing. Or just, just go for Bert. Or something like that.
Yeah.
Right? Hearing whispers, think of how sound travels. Okay? Sound travels in really strange ways. I mean, it's like if you're listening to your phone when you've got headphones and you cup the side of the speaker with your hand, the sound magnifies unbelievably, doesn't it? So think about it logically. If your window's open or somebody could have shouted about 20 yards up the road and you might hear it as just a sort of like faint noise, doesn't mean that your house is haunted and you have to get a priest in or you have to burn it down and live in a caravan, right? So just think about that. So what was it? Unexplained noise.
Unexplained whispers, footsteps, thuds, or someone calling your name.
If you live on your own, right? Say you live like we live in a terrace row next door, right? Running up and down the stairs. I get this all the time. People saying about it. I've done it on cases. I've gone next door. I've run up and down the stairs in the neighbour's house, and I've asked the people in the house I'm investigating, what does it sound like? Does it sound similar? And they've gone, oh my God, yeah, it sounds the same. Right? Same thing. Think about it logically. What happens is if you think this paranormal activity going on, every sense is heightened. Everything becomes paranormal. You hear sounds you never heard before, and they might have been just everyday occurrences, but because you're a bit on edge and you're like, oh, what's happening? Everything becomes a little bit more, you become a little bit more sensitive to things. Okay, so it doesn't necessarily mean that your house is haunted, right? So just think about it, relax, and just take it in, and do an investigation. You're there, it's happening to you. This is what I ask people before we turn up. If we're going to turn up, say, a week later, because we've got a backlog of cases, investigate yourself, gather as much evidence as you can, look at it logically. So when we come, you've got stuff to show us. So, think about it like that. What's your thoughts? Have you got any thoughts on it?
When it comes to hearing unexplained whispers, if it's something small, then yeah, it's highly... If it's like someone going, oh, Susie, then it's probably not going to be... It's probably your neighbour Chad. But if it's... Fair enough, if it's someone whispering your social security number, you probably got a burglar in the house, but it could be, you never know, it could be paranormal. The footsteps and thuds, if it's like slamming doors, that could be explained with like wind or just something along those lines. With footsteps, you have to make sure that they're extremely audible. Like, that's coming from upstairs and you don't go up to your neighbor. You just like go up to your neighbor and be like, "Hey, were you like loudly running around upstairs a minute ago?" Or something like that. Don't know what to say about it.
Calling your name. There's a thing called mimicking, right? It does happen in the paranormal world. But there's a lot of sounds, believe it or not, that can sound like your own name, right? And it could be somebody shouting something completely different, right? So like I said, think about it logically. If it continues, if you stop and listen and it doesn't happen, sometimes it can happen just as you're walking about, say if you're upstairs and you're doing something and you just hear your name called. And you think, was that my name then? What happens is if you're in a house with a family or there's people, you live with people, and you get used to your name being called. You get used to, like kids, you get used to your mum shouting your name because dinner, and you get used to just your name being called. So it might sound, it's like your brain telling yourself something familiar has happened. Somebody calling me in, it's like when you hear your phone before you hear it. And that, if anybody, has that happened to you, where do you think, is my phone ringing? And you walk towards your phone starts ringing. Right, this little senses that we have that are heightened, and we pick up things. So like I said, think about it logically. It doesn't mean your house is haunted.
With me, that happens a lot because when I listen to this one song, I can't remember the name of it, but I'll listen to it. Every time I listen to it, I hear my name like being called multiple times, and I'll take my headphones out every single time. It gets me every single time. And it's just the song. It's just the way the song sounds. It makes it sound like, oh, someone's calling my name. But it's not. And I know now it's not. I still just take my headphones out and check.
Yeah, I've heard about that before. I watched a video on that before. Yeah. Where you can listen to something over again.
And you can start to hear things that are familiar to you.
Yeah.
Okay, so the next one is seeing shadows or movement out of the corner of your eye.
Right. Corner of your eye phenomenon. I've done, I had a group years and years ago called Paranormal Wales, and basically I did a lot of research into this, and it's a thing, we've talked about it on the channel before, a thing called blind sight. Basically the corner of your eye is a supersonic sort of early warning system, right? It's for anything sneaking up on you, and it basically goes right to your subconscious. So like if somebody drops something, or you ever knock something and you've caught it, or something's fell out the cupboard and you put your hand out and caught it and you don't even realise you've done it, you haven't even seen it. But the corner of your eye, you've seen it and reacted to it before your conscious mind can think about it. And I've always said, if you see something continuously in the corner of your eye, 99% of the time, you're actually seeing it. But it is an early warning system. So what it does, if you see a shadow or a fly or anything that comes into your peripheral vision, right? So as it comes round to the front of you, as it catches the corner of your eye, your brain will go, something there, and then it sends a signal all around your brain to your conscious mind. So you'll make something of it that it isn't. It's just an early warning system. If you continuously see shadows or something like that, because you've got to think now that part of your eye sees in a different spectrum to the front, your normal vision. So it is, I've done a lot of tests on it with people who's got paranormal activity, and they all say the same thing. They see a lot of movement in the corner of their eye. But just take it with the fact that, you can't just say it's paranormal. You've got to think of it logically. Okay, what's your thoughts on it?
Seeing shadows or movement out of the corner of your eye, I feel like that happens more at night, because when I'm in my room and it's dark and a car drives past by the window, it kind of reflects on the room, and if I'll be sleeping, I'll see it and I'll be like, oh my god, what was that? But then I'll realize, oh wait, it was a car. So when that happens, I think you do have to think logically. You can't see something and be like, well, I'm doomed.
That's it.
Well,
might as well move.
Bob Joe's gonna get me.
What's the next one? This is that evil word, Lil. Is it? Are we on number 6?
Yeah.
Frequent electrical problems.
Do you want me to do it?
Yeah, go on.
Frequent electrical problems such as lights inexplicably turning on or off, or appliances not working or acting up. That wasn't that hard to say.
Yeah, well, I don't know. I couldn't say it earlier. If electrical appliances, now we do
a lot of things could go wrong with them.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, electrics can play up, right? Electrical things are fickle. I have seen on many occasions, if you have an electrical object that moves on its own fruition, right, and it takes batteries, and it's no batteries in it, or it's not plugged in, then fair enough, take heed. Do you know what I mean? If your toaster starts toasting...
It's like Chucky in the movie where she goes and she looks to see if he's got batteries, and then he turns his head around. She's like, oh my God.
Yeah. I've seen this happen. I've actually held objects with no batteries in and they've worked. Your lights flickering can be all sorts. I mean, it can be just electric grid fluctuations or power surges or anything like that. TV's the same thing. Different signals, like across the road, if somebody's turning their TV on, sometimes I've seen it happen. It can change your telly. If there's no way of that happening, your telly just comes on inexplicably in the night, then yeah, it's you're not looking at sort of, you've got to run it past yourself, basically. So you've got to think about it. If it happens at a certain time every night, is there a timer? If you got to try and debunk all the possible things it could be, right? If it's happening, then, but like I said, if anything comes on and it's not plugged in, or there's no batteries in it, then yeah, there's something wrong. Okay, there's some sort of like electromagnetic field affecting the electrical device. Yeah, would you agree, love?
Yeah. With your phone actually does that, where it has like two red lights that will like beep whenever, or like flicker whenever you are about to get a call, and it just does it randomly. But that doesn't mean that your phone's haunted.
No, it doesn't mean the phone's haunted. It just can be a glitch, a virus. There's lots of things that can cause that.
Okay, so 7 is feeling of being touched by unseen hands.
Right, there's a thing called the spider web phenomena. Yeah, basically like that. Obviously, that was my daughter. It wasn't a ghost. Just check. No, it was definitely my daughter. If there's a feeling we get called the spider web effect. Basically, it's happened on numerous occasions when we've done cases. It feels like you walk through a spider's web and you can check and there's no spider's web on you. Okay, nice one, Sind. You just decide to lick my bracelet off. Just to let you know, this is another little member of the family, just right there. Cinder sausage. Cinders. Hello. There she is.
Oh my God, look at that.
So, yeah, it's kind of strange feeling being touched by spirit. It's icy cold. It can also be electrical.
Or it could be your friends, doing that ice cube challenge, like putting it on your back.
Yeah, right. If you're sitting in the house on your own and you can get sensations basically where the breeze can cause it, cause the hairs on your body to react to a temperature change, and it does feel like you're being touched. It can be your clothes, it can be something in your pocket moving. Think about it logically. If genuinely, if a hand grabs your arm and you're on your own watching Coronation Street, yeah, you know what I mean? It's time to change your pants. But apart from that, think about it logically, right? Okay, don't freak out. There's a thing called the spider. Look for something, can be a hair blowing in the breeze, because they're tiny and light, it could touch you, it could fall on you. Right, think about it logically. You're looking for the sensation that comes with it. It's normally electricity or freezing, and I mean super sonic cold. It's not like a natural cold. It's not like ice, because you kind of feel it. It's a weird, you'd know it if it happened. It's a really weird feeling. It's awful hard to describe.
It's like someone with frostbite just
yeah. It's not like a cold hand grabbing you. It's like a cold sensation. It's like
it's like a cold breeze or just one center spot.
Yeah. It's awful hard to describe. So just just think about it.
Number 8 is unusual smells such as unexplained perfume scents, flowers, cigars, cigarettes, food, or even the stench of death and decay.
Unexplained smells. Well, you live with 2 boys, don't you? So you can, that happens quite often, doesn't it? And a dog, right? Unexplained smell speaks for itself, right? If you got cigarette smoke can travel a great distance, okay? Perfume's the same thing. What else was there?
It was flowers, food, or the stench of death and decay.
Right. Think of how far pollen travels, right? There's a scent to it, right? So you got to think of it logically. If it's something you recognize, you're looking for like a perfume that somebody you love has passed, and you just there was a certain smell. Your brain will recognise that smell in association with that memory. If that happens, then yeah, maybe, right? If like your grandpa smoked a pipe and all of a sudden it's the strongest smell of pipe smoke and it just dissipates, there's no smell or recollection of it being anywhere in the house. You smell the furniture,
Like
you smell
there's
the
no
sides.
source of it,
Yeah.
it's just there.
It's just there. That's sort of things you're looking for, right? If you just get it sort of random, think about, like I said, with the window open and different smells like that, right? What was the smells? Death or decay.
Yeah.
Normally with anything really bad, you get the smell of sulfur. Death or decay could be a rat, basically, behind the skirting board, right? It can be, that smell travels tremendous distances, right?
I don't know, Denny's room, my brother's room smells like death and decay.
Yeah, you can smell Denny's room from like, what, a mile away, can't you? I mean,
Yeah.
do you mean, it's like you need a hazmat suit to go in there. It's ridiculous, like. So, you know, think about it, like he could have opened his door downstairs with choking. Do you know what I mean? Next thing we know, we're on the phone to the, you know, Environmental Protection Agency because we think, you know, somebody, you know,
died in the house.
yeah, or, you know, anything like this. And he just, you know, flicked his curtain across. That's how bad it is. So, you got to think of it logically.
So accurate.
Look at it. Think about it. Relax. And you might find the answers not paranormal. It's not saying it's not paranormal. This is what we're trying to give you explanations. These are supposed to be signs that your house is haunted. Doesn't mean it is haunted. Okay?
With this, I know that with perfume scents, you could, like, say, I think food is a more easily explainable one. If you're craving something like, oh, I'm craving lasagna, you could smell lasagna, and it could be coming from nowhere. You could just be like, I really crave lasagna, and you could be like, oh, I can smell it, because that's your mind thinking, oh, you like this smell. I'm gonna trigger that in your brain, and it could
Smell
just be
memory.
plain air.
Yeah.
Okay, so 9 is, this one?
Yeah, waking unexpectedly at 3 and 4 in the morning, right? With a sense of dread or feeling like you're being watched. Now, right? Normally, if you wake up at between 3 and 4, right, there's a time period where you need to go to the loo, right? And if you go to bed, say 10, you'll normally wake up midnight. Next protocol is 2 to 3, right? You need to go to the loo. And that's your body clock telling you that your bladder's full. You need to go, right? If you do wake up between 3 and 4, right, and you have like a reoccurring dream that happens at that time, or you have a sense of missing time, it's definitely not ghosts. You're being abducted. Unfortunately, it's not Frank Road. You're getting probed. Bad times. I'm joking.
Well, there we go. I woke up at 3 last night as well. Great.
I'm joking. No, it is more associated with like UFO abduction stuff, but it is part of our body clock, okay? If it's a certain time, we normally look for times like 3:33, right? That's normally a funny time associated with spirit communication.
The witching hour, I think this might be it.
Yeah,
Is it midnight or is it 3?
They call it the magic hour, basically.
Yeah, magic hour.
It's 3 till 4.
3 till 4, yeah.
Yeah. If, well, they say the magic
But
hour.
you won't wake up and see the BFG out your window, so.
No. Right, if you're sort of waking up at that time, right, think about what's going on. Am I receiving something? Do I feel strange? A feeling of being watched can just be anything, right? It can be like a lucid dream where you're, I know, look at it, stop there. It could be like if you've just had a lucid dream, you've just had a bad dream, you've just woken up and you think, oh my God, what was that about? It could be a dream that you are being watched. It doesn't necessarily mean that it's paranormal activity. The most common paranormal story in the world, told by everyone, is just after someone passes as close to us, they appear at the bottom of your bed and they're trying to tell you something.
I think that was featured in the new Ghostbusters. It might have been featured in the old one, but I don't remember. In the new one, what's her name? The girl with orange hair, she was telling a story about how she saw a ghost as a little girl. Her next door neighbour died and she appeared at the end of her bed for a full year.
Yeah.
Something along those lines.
I know some really crazy stories, and the most common story we ever get told is that story, because it's an opportunity for spirit to communicate with us, okay? And because when we're in the sleep, if you think about it, scientists have proved this, when you actually go to sleep, after you go past REM sleep, you cease to exist. Your brainwave is gone. The person you are does not exist. You are physically, scientifically gone. Now, that's the opportunity with spirit. So you are connected to the world of spirit, because it's the same as, that's what spirit, and that's the world they dwell in. So if you wake up, person standing at the bottom of your bed, and they're trying to give you a story, that happens all over the world to thousands, hundreds of thousands, even millions, I would say, people. So if you just wake up between 3 and 4, there's a lot of circumstances or patterns that will involve that time being paranormal. All right, it's not just waking up at 3 or 4 because you need to go to the loo, or just waking up and thinking, oh, I'm just going back to sleep. There would be a set of patterns that this will follow. It will be a regular occurrence. It will happen at certain times, certain lunar cycles. There's lots of things you're looking for to make it paranormal. It doesn't just mean waking up at that time, your house is haunted. Okay? What's this one? This is the...
I woke up last night at 3 as well, and I didn't feel like dread or feel like I was being watched. I felt hungry. So
you just had the munchies then?
yeah, I was just hungry. My body
Yeah.
was just like, you need food.
Did you have food?
Yeah, I came downstairs, took a packet of crisps and a Kit Kat.
Nice.
And tried not to wake you up at the same time.
Yeah.
10. Feeling of grief or sadness in specific rooms or areas of the house.
This is, it depends if it's a new property, okay? If it's not a property you associate
with certain memories of sadness.
Yeah, right, that's a different thing. If you just moved into this property, brand new, and this is always, if you're moving into a property, do a history check, right? Find out of the neighbours, find out of local people, go to the library. There's all sorts of places you can find out about the history of your home. You can Google it now. If it's a house that's familiar to yourself, that room is just associated with a memory that makes you feel sad, okay? Because it doesn't really, there's no logic behind feeling sadness unless you come in contact with the spirit that is feeling sad, right? So if it's like a new home, if you find out that the person sat in that room and they passed in that room, then yeah, maybe take it on board. Think, right, I'm feeling this, what can I do about it? Doesn't necessarily mean it's paranormal. Now, if you've got all 10 of them things going on, right, then maybe we're talking all 10, right? You're looking for all them signs. Really, you want at least, I'd say at least 7 of them to be occurring on a regular basis before you even start to think about paranormal, okay? You don't want one of them happening, oh my God, my house is haunted, right? Yeah. No, 2 of them, not same thing. You can just debunk them.
These aren't the only rules to show that your house is haunted. Like, this is more like 10 signs to show your house is haunted for dummies.
Well, yeah, it is.
It's like the starter kit
for
showing that your house is haunted.
Yeah, basically.
If that's a good way to put it.
Yeah, it's
more like it's more like, oh God, like 7-Eleven instructions for like a easy bake oven, not an IKEA furniture set.
Yeah, basically. So don't read this and think, oh my God, my house is haunted. Look at it step by step, see what's going on, take it on board, and don't freak out. And just, keep calm, think about it logically, and you might find the answers are quite normal, not paranormal. I hope that's helped, guys. We'll share the links to these top 10 from both stories. Old Jazzy Jeff is going to do that with his computer magic, shall we say, because I'm a nightmare. So, yeah, we'll put the links in. Any questions, don't forget to put them on the page or message us. Don't forget to subscribe. Click the bell for notifications.
I think there's another one on here.
This
It says there, bizarrely, 64% of people believe their pets can see ghosts. Apparently, there's pets looking at like random parts of the house and like doing stuff and barking.
pets. All right, we'll cover it because you brought it up, and we're
Yeah.
still on the same story. Pets. Now, if your pet is crying, staring at a certain spot, your pets can see things, right? Their vision and their sense of smell, their hearing, is way beyond ours, right? They could be seeing a fly, right? They could be seeing a spider. They could be seeing anything that sets off their alert system, right? If they're doing it, if you've got all these 10 signs and your pet's doing that, take heed, okay? Because your pets can see things, their vision is completely different to ours, and they might be seeing spirit. If they all of a sudden they're just growling and then freaking out, and then 5 minutes later they're wagging their tail, they're fine. You think about the dog when somebody walks past the door and they go ballistic, right? The pet, right? Because they see their shadow.
If you go back earlier in the video, Cinders here like stopped and looked up and started growling. It was because somebody went past the window and was talking.
Yeah, so you can see their shadow, right, as they pass the window. If they're doing it to random spots in the house or certain chairs or furniture or something, and you've got all of these signs, then take heed of it. Document it. Try and understand it. What's she barking at? See what see your behaviour. If your pet all of a sudden is terrified and it soils or anything like that, right? Then yeah, there's something in it. If your pet won't go in a certain room, right, because there's something in it that just really upsets them, right? Because they're pretty, dogs, when they're under threat, they act differently to us.
Can it be cats as well?
Cats can sense things, yeah, cats can see things. Most animals have a sense of these things. But like two pets that we keep, dogs or cats, both sense, see, spirit. Okay, she knows what she's talking about. Look at her head popped up.
She's like, excuse me?
You talking about me?
You can pull the phone down.
Yeah. As I said, like, subscribe, keep watching the channel. We'll keep putting news channels out. We're going to do another story straight after this one. So this video is about to end. Jazz is going to do his magic, add the links in, and we'll see you soon, guys. It's Tara from Richard, and it's Tara from
Lily.
See you soon, guys.
Bye.
Bye.